OMG, who doesn't like a steam?
Sunrise tomorrow.
Who doesn't like a steam? Go. Spring break. It's been pretty good so far, I'd say. I didn't do much for Easter this year. Spring break was interesting. I ain't getting no severe weather for it, because, well, of course not. Yeah, I've never had a EAS on spring. I've never caught any EAS alerts on spring break. Well, shocker for you, because you're in Bama. It's always like spring breaks as the inactive. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure y'all seen the recent news. I basically bought the radio that brought this channel that was my like OG radio back. Yeah, so like this right here is this was my like first radio I ever showed on the channel. It was my second radio overall, but
Highs in the mid-70s.
come on now. Turn the AX on. No.
Mostly clear.
We don't need you skipping every other frequency.
Sunday.
You don't need to pull that on me.
Sunday night, mostly clear. Lows in the upper 50s. Monday,
Mine was a WR400. Yeah, bro, look at this. And look, I have to put the faceplate on it. That's really all that I need right now. But yeah, I got all the AAAs in there. It appears to be working fine. WR120 was also my third, so we're similar on that part. Actually, no, WR120 was my fourth. Take that back. Had that one G-Storm that lasted about, I don't know. No, that G-Storm lasted about 45 minutes. And it was having audio issues, and it didn't even come with an antenna, like, at all. When I got it, when I first opened it, there's no antenna with it. You got your W100. I got a WR120 in 2023. Early 2023. It was January. Got it at Bass Pro for $40. And I'm planning on getting a replacement one because my current one's antenna is broke off. But I heard it's really good for DXing, which I can't confirm, even because I got KHB31 on it without the antenna. Imagine what I could have got with it.
Reported 57. Wilmington reported 58. 7. It was cloudy.
The 991. Oh man. Yeah, I might get. I gotta see if I can. Damn, how have we already 6 minutes? Yeah, I'll see about getting a 9191. But I've heard that the 120 is really good for DXing too, and then I've also heard that the 993 is the best. But 993 is almost impossible to find nowadays. People literally drool over the frickin' 993. I don't drool over it. I just think it'd be cool to have one. But I don't drool over it like some people do. Ahem. You know who you are. Yeah. Yeah. People glaze it, I swear. They be talking about how the 993 is the best radio of all time. I don't get the hype. I really don't. Every time there, we all know you and the Motorola. Hello there, Chickabee. We all know how much you want the Motorola. You got Windows 10s back on your Surface Pro? Nice. Yeah. This spring break isn't really going to be too much for me, but my sister might be moving to Orlando in the fall, and I might go visit her one weekend in the fall, so I might get some stations. I might be going to Florida 3 times this year. My good news? I don't know. I don't got school. I guess that's my good news. I didn't have to make up any days either. Yippee. But, yeah. I'm just glad we got this thing. I'm just glad we got this thing back running, like a throwback to old times. If you go through any of my videos 4 years ago, that is all you will see on this channel, really. This is the only radio you'll see on this channel. In, like, my old, if you go back to 2022, this is the only radio you'll see. I had 2 of them, and I'd constantly switch between each one. And by the way, Neptune, this is what I confirmed about 99% of BMX stations with that I've gotten. Extra talk. Look, it's a walkie-talkie, too, for apparently. I actually have no idea what, like, a lot of these is for. Hello, goodbye. What? Yeah, so did GSP. GSP removed theirs, too. Stupid. I don't know either. Oh, Neptune, I meant to tell you that, also, I don't know. Veals probably didn't leave. He's probably just trolling. He's probably lurking in the background, listening to everything I say, but, I mean, probably not listening. Probably just looking at the screen. Veals is lurking, guys. I don't think he actually left. Hello, goodbye. Veals, you're playing with me again. I know you are. Got anything to say now? I called you out. Huh? What? Okay, but, in all seriousness, well, oh yeah. I was gonna tell you that there was this rest area in Greenville, Alabama that had a built-in weather radio in it. But they took it down when because they're doing what do you call it? Renovations. They're doing renovations to the rest area there. It's on I-65 North. They had a weather radio built into it. I have a video on it. I can't give you the link directly through this stream, but yeah, I got it, and it was really cool. I thought it was in what was it, Greenville, Alabama. You did something just now. Ooh, what did you do? But yeah, it had a built-in weather radio to it. That's actually how I confirmed frickin'... Actually, no, that's not how I officially confirmed it. That was the first confirmation on my channel of again, whatever the call sign is. I can't remember. Yeah, what did you do, Annie? He sunk Chicago. Your orange radio is receiving WEBE 107.9. It could be receiving WBT. That'd be superior. Absolutely superior. Absolutely superior. Absolutely the best. WBT. Even though WL and K, I can't even receive it now, which is what I used to get SVRs for FM on, because they frickin' went to 100.9, and it's a weak frickin' frequency. It's so weak, bro. It's crazy. WNG 635, I think, was the call sign.
Mostly clear. 10 miles an hour.
I think that was the call sign for Greenville. WL&K, I think, played a lot of AC, like more modern AC. Okay, bro. Why is the freaking battery? All right, little. Okay, there we go. Come on now. Come on now. Put it in the wrong way, didn't I? Yep. Try not to leak the battery. You usually don't get AM/FM alerts unless you can receive mobile serving stations or out-of-state stations. Oh, WXA42 Meriden is the best channel 1 station is the best channel 1 station for reception in Charlotte, by the way. WXA42 Meriden, Connecticut is, by the way, guys. Don't be fooled. WXL42 and WXL56 are not reliable. WXL42 doesn't even exist. It really doesn't. According to Amazon Echo. Though I'm pretty sure Preston over here can tell you differently. Speaking of Preston, he's on right now. Preston can tell you WXL42 sure does exist. WXL42 is propaganda spread by NWS Raleigh. Yeah. No, WXL70 is faker. Is WXL70 is AI generated by National Weather Service Greenville Spartanburg. Totally. Not a joke, guys. It is serious. WXL70 is AI generated by National Weather Service Greenville Spartanburg. Dude, I'm probably gonna get canceled by GSP for that. WXL56, basically, because, like, we want guaranteed human. Oh, the freaking iHeartRadio. Guaranteed human. Now, I know guaranteed human means that that iHeartRadio doesn't allow AI songs, but because I've never heard any AI songs on an iHeartRadio station, but still. Yeah. Yeah. She's in freaking Richmond and Montgomery over Lane. In my opinion, Lancaster County borders Mecklenburg, by the way. Just remember that. It doesn't share a big border with Mecklenburg, but it shares a border with Mecklenburg. No, I'm not really complaining about it serving Richmond because that means I can get alerts for Richmond. Think of wow, I can get alerts as far. I get alerts for Sampson County all the time, and I live over 3 hours from there. You know why? Because Richmond County and WXL70. Speaking of which, oh, Neptune, I meant to also say, just so you know, Sampson County may be a Raleigh county, but it's not served by a single Raleigh transmitter. Yeah. Now, Anson County is where your WXL70 reception starts to suck, but yeah, Cumberland's just ILM. Sampson, sir, has an ILM and MHX transmitter. But I'd still say I would say Raleigh may be is still fitting for at least Cumberland because Cumberland County's only an hour from Raleigh, but I don't really know, though. Be Sampson County, and we finally got rain Sunday. Washed some of the pollen away. The pollen was honestly worse last year here, though. Last year it was horrible for pollen here. I hate it. And then you have Stokes County, which isn't served. Elbert County, Georgia isn't served by any GSP transmitters, I don't think. No, it's not. WXL 50. I know they say WXL 50. Some people say WXL 50 should be a Raleigh station, but St. Paul's is in an ILM county. So, take that as you will. It is an ILM station, and it's in an ILM county. At least ILM has all their stations in their area. Raleigh doesn't. Raleigh has one of their stations in RNK land. Oh, KIH-50 is definitely AI generated. W serves Coosa, but not Talladega. KIH-55. No, dude. Freaking, what's the call sign for, was it KH-59? I don't remember. It was whatever that one in Dozier, Alabama is. Yeah, I think it is KG. Dude, I know it serves Okaloosa, Florida, but I can't get it real. I can get it. No, it's I can't. I still get Montgomery being served in the same transmitter as Okaloosa, Florida. But think of this. I can't really pick. I cannot pick it up for jack crap. No, Okaloosa is probably known for KH-59. Raleigh, Walton County. No, like, I cannot pick up. I bet you, unless you're in like maybe far northern Walton County, you're not going to be able to pick it up. You're down in southern Walton County. No. What's crazy? Walton County is served by KH-59. Yeah, but yeah. KH-59 serves Walton County, but Walton County, part of Walton County has their main on, because I keep forgetting the call signs. There's a KGG-67, something like that, in Panama City. And that's Eastern Walton's main. I don't get how that correlates. Walton County's just huge, though, so, like, I guess maybe it makes sense. Nah, but no, WXL 70 serves every county that's listed. Yeah, neither does Duval County, Texas. Duval County, Texas doesn't have a Jim Hogg County. Jim Hogg. Of course it doesn't have Jim Hogg County. Duval County, Texas also doesn't. And I think there's a few other counties in Texas that don't. I know it was this. There's this random county, was Real County. Yes, I know that's an actual county name. Real County isn't served by any weather radio transmitters either. I think every county in the U.S. should have at least one weather radio transmitter, but no matter how populated it is, but Butts County, Georgia. There's Jim Hogg and Jim Wells in Texas. There's also Tom Green. There's also Tom Green. Half the counties in Minnesota. Yellow Medicine. Blue Earth. Josh is doing... Did Josh go live? Did Josh go live? I didn't know he... Yeah, I know Josh goes live way more than I do. Kuchiching. Yeah, that's another real one, weird one. Oh, Lake of the Woods. Lake of the Woods County. Lightning Lightning what? Nah, that's crazy. That's like that's one of the probably funniest typos, bro. Stillwater County. I mean, Lake of the Woods though. Like that's an interesting one. Flathead. Oh, it also does have a Butte County, but Butte is spelled like butt with an E. So, Mater the Preston, bro. Treasure County. Yeah, I don't either. Don't ask me. Why'd I say that in the most southern way possible? Lewis and Clark County, Sweetgrass. Sweetgrass. Ah, yes, I love eating that sweetgrass in Sweetgrass County, Montana. Mm-mm-mm. Mineral County. Okay, that's not too bad. Beaverhead County. Okay. When I heard of Cimarron County, Oklahoma, I used to think it was Cinnabon County, Oklahoma. Toole County. Beaver. Yes, Beaver. Judah Basin. Is it Judith Basin or is it Judah Basin? Yeah, I thought it was Judith Basin. I know, again, in the South Carolina sins where they named Chester County, South Carolina, Lancaster County, South Carolina, and York County, South Carolina, all after their Pennsylvania counterparts. You'd be surprised they don't have an Adams County, South Carolina right there. And you'd also be surprised there's not a Delaware County, South Carolina. Wait, petroleum? What kind of county names are these, bro? These sound straight out of freaking, like... Yeah, these sound straight out of Cars, bro. But yeah, you can't forget York, Lancaster, and Chester counties all being named after their Pennsylvania counterparts. Okay, Hill County's also not too crazy. There's a Hill County, Texas, too. In fact, I used to think that's where King of the Hill was based, because King of the Hill is based in Texas, and I used to think it was based in Hill County. No, it's based in Hill Country, not Hill County. Administration. Powder River. Okay, bro, what are these county names in frickin' Montana, bro? Time to go live in my favorite one of them all, sweet grass. Let's go eat some sweet grass. It's really sweet, guys. It's filled with sugar. Montana and Minnesota. Yep. No, what's the state with the most boring county names? What's the state with the most boring county names y'all can name? Florida? For real, bro. Manatee's like the only one that's even remotely interesting. Yeah, Florida doesn't have any interesting county names, really. Manatee, I think, is a cool one, but that's about it, really. Every other county is sort of basic, like Orange County, Citrus County, both named after the same thing, almost. Okay, Preston. Dude, what? I wouldn't be surprised, though. I'm not really that surprised, though. Sharkey County, and you're gonna get banned on Octavia. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Yeah. Yeah, Preston, you need to chill, bro. There's a town in northeast Alabama called Ball Play. Yeah, you showed us that. And yet, somehow its city limit and its town limit is huge because of how Alabama is. Would have been worth it for all these jokes. Yeah. Bath County. In terms of town names, Virginia has some really weird ones. Fries. For real. Newport News, bro. What kind of name is that? And then fries. We all love fries. Yeah, oh yeah, Bland County, dude. Bland County. That county's so bland, we even named it Bland. Fitting for that area, yeah.
Temperature was 51.
You went MIA for a bit. Josh needed help with his iPad audio. Josh went live. Oh, probably about his iPad. He keeps having to go live because of the audio. I've seen it. Yeah, I don't. Does Josh know I'm live at all, though? Probably not. I don't know. His YouTube's bipolar. Let's just say that. Dang, already 35 minutes? Holy crap. Hartford County, Maryland makes you angry. You swear it should have a T in it. Yeah, Hartford County. I don't know where Hartford County. What's the weirdest county name you've ever heard of? Though this isn't necessarily the weirdest of the weirdest, but the best. No, I'm just gonna say simply. The best county border is Bacon and Coffee County in Georgia. Those counties border each other, by the way. I'm gonna go to that border and I am going to cook some breakfast. 1,000%. Gonna cook some breakfast at the Bacon Coffee County border. Bacon County! But yeah, Bacon and Coffee County border. Apparently, Wichita had an air raid siren test announcement today. Makes you wonder where the really... Ware County has a dumb shape because of the I think it was the Ocfoknee or whatever it was. The Ocfoknee swamp. The swamp over there, it's home to I think it's the biggest or one of the biggest swamps in the world. That's where I think it's all in Ware County on the Georgia side, which I think is part of the reason why the county is shaped the way it is. Georgia has so many counties, it's so confusing too, because like they're all so small. Yeah, Georgia has 159 counties in it. Duval is Florida too, Jacksonville. You're waiting for Windows 10 to install updates for their drivers so that I can install them. Yeah, because for the most of the alert, I'm gonna hear in north central Georgia and northwestern Georgia, north central Georgia. Yeah, they mention everything. Just so you know, they cover. What's crazy is FFC covers one county that they say that goes southeastern Georgia in the script. Only one. Being Toombs, and I'm like, if you're just gonna put it southeastern Georgia, give it to CHS or Jacksonville or something. Speaking of which, Toombs County should not be FFC. Simple as that. Toombs County should not be FFC. It should be either CHS or Jacksonville. No, the EAS mock that would take the absolute longest. Getting a too many counties thing and then putting in every single county in FFC things. You're also convinced FFZ doesn't know directions. Well, also, no, freaking RNK really doesn't know directions. Because, like, they have Roanoke County West Central, but, they have Lynchburg Central. But halfway in between, no further south, they put South Central for Bedford, but West Central for Franklin, even though Franklin is clearly South Central. How is Craig County Southwestern, too? Oh, yeah, bro. You'd be like, shut up already. No, you know they wouldn't even be through a quarter of the counties before the 2-minute cutoff. I wonder if FFC even has a 2-minute cutoff yet. I know most weather radio stations have the 2-minute cutoff. But yeah, they wouldn't even be through like a quarter to half of the counties before the 2-minute cutoff. Well, that makes more sense than frickin' Bedford County being South Central. But yeah, Detroit only serves Southeast Michigan counties or counties, the directions or whatever. But yeah, as I said, yeah. But yeah, as I said, a lot of counties are. I'll be honest, the most confusing county to put in it when it comes to directions is Charleston County, South Carolina. The northern part of the county is more north than south, but it's still considered southern South Carolina. But the southern part of the county is really southern. It's really the southern half, so what would Charleston County be then? Charleston County is just really big. Honestly, it's the same thing for, like, I could say the same thing for, just call it Eastern. Yeah, it's basically Charleston County. It's just plain Eastern, because the southern half of the county is southeastern, but the northern half of the county is the northern half of the county, I could say, is just plain Eastern. Though, there's so many counties that, like, no, frickin' Norman really doesn't know that. No, Tulsa and Norman really don't know their directions. If you see some of the counties, they have portions of northeast Oklahoma further south than portions of southeast Oklahoma. Like, how is Hughes County southeast Oklahoma if it's further north than Pontotoc County, which is east central Oklahoma? What? Tulsa and Norman are really bad when it comes to freaking directions, bro. How is Grady Central and Caddo Southwest? It's confusing. Hello, JM. But yeah. But yeah, R and K doesn't know their directions really that good either. Yeah. Either that or Pontotoc could probably stay East Central, but also Hughes. Like, what? How is McIntosh County is considered Southeast Oklahoma? Yeah. McIntosh County is considered Southeast Oklahoma, but Okmulgee is considered Northeast Oklahoma. Yet parts of McIntosh County are further north than Okmulgee. And what are we going to do for East Central Oklahoma? Like, yeah. No, McIntosh is considered southeast, but Okmulgee is considered northeast. Weird, bro. Oh, you got shot? Yeah. Oops. Hold on. TMZ. Alright, good. It's a good thing he's okay. Yeah, Osage should be considered just northern, I think. Though Osage County is huge, so like... Now, there's several Michigan counties that are like super big. They don't even look that big on a map, but that's because of how much water they take up. Some of the Michigan counties are some of the biggest in the country, but aren't really that big in land. Like some Michigan county, like if you do go by maritime or water borders, Suffolk County, New York is big. Yeah. As a geography nerd, it's considered southeast. Well, I don't. Detroit claims to only serve southeast Michigan. But, I don't know. Yeah. But any county served by Detroit is automatically considered southeast by DTX. Now, of course, there are true southeast counties. Now, of course, there's a bunch of there's not really, true southeast counties because, they have. Oh, but yeah, I still think it's dumb that McIntosh is considered south, but Okmulgee, that is parts of Okmulgee, which is considered north, is further south than McIntosh. And what about East Central Oklahoma? Honestly, Okmulgee probably fits under East Central as well. Maybe more north, but still. Also, low-key, I think DTX could serve some. I've always wondered. There is one county in southeast Michigan that DTX doesn't even serve, and that's Hillsdale. Should not be northern Indiana. I don't think northern Indiana should serve any of southeast Michigan. I don't know if that's just me though. No, northern Indiana has an argument of serving parts of Southwest. And actually, not really. Grand Rapids probably could serve Berrien and St. Joseph. It depends, though, because northern Indiana is not far from Michigan either, so I could say maybe it has an argument for Berrien and St. Joseph, but not Hillsdale. Hillsdale should be DTX. Same thing with... Yeah, this... Yeah. But Lenaway's on the border. I sort of disagree. I think Huntsville should serve at least the county next to it. Because Madison County's on the Tennessee border. Wouldn't it be weird just to go straight from the heart of Huntsville land, just right into OHX? What's up, Josh? Hope we're having a little conversation about ranting about counties and lower locations in their state. Yeah. But yeah, there's not really many National Weather Services where you can just drive straight from the heart of their land out. What am I using to chat? My phone. My computer is an absolute dumpster right now. I can only do chat streams at the moment, which is why I won't be streaming as much because, well, admittedly, if we did these all the time, they'd get boring. But, like, I've only done them more often because it's spring break. Like, come on now. It's my spring break. It's my time that I can actually do these. Morristown should serve Yeah, I agree. I don't think Cherokee and Clay are fitting for more MRX. If MRX had to serve any North Carolina counties, I think they'd be better serving off Avery and maybe Watauga and Ash. I don't know. If they served any North Carolina. I'm not saying they should. CHS shouldn't serve McIntosh. Georgia. That's a... Yeah. Yeah. No, GSP doesn't have Watauga. That's RNK. Watauga's RNK. But, yeah. Well, Ashland... Yeah. Yeah. FFC doesn't serve any Alabama counties. Though, I'll admit... Yeah, should do you think it's really fitting? I mean, I guess it's okay that Tallahassee serves those few Alabama counties in the south corner. Because that's too far out of BMX's reach. And I'm guessing that's just for the sake of convenience. Because Tallahassee's their closest. There's not many National Weather Services that could serve that part of Southeast Alabama. Though, I don't know, though. Yeah, but Tallahassee does that. They switch between time zones. There's a few National Weather Services that switch between time zones. Indianapolis. No, Jacksonville should definitely serve a few of those Georgia counties. That's 1,000%. Jacksonville should definitely serve a few of those Georgia counties. Yeah, more Barber and yeah. Probably Barber and was it Bullock? I think. Yeah, I think it's Bullock County. I can't remember though. Even though Dale County, guess what? The only transmitter that serves it is BMX. Yeah, Jackson and Harrison, no. They should both be Mobile. Especially Jackson County borders. See, even with the point I made earlier about Huntsville and stuff, Mobile County borders Jackson County. So why is Jackson County in New Orleans? Yeah. Yeah. No. Especially Garrett. Garrett should not be LWX. Cecil has more of an argument, but also every other county that borders Delaware and Maryland is served by PHI, so it's a little weird. I think they should have both stayed where they were. Because remember, PHI does still serve Maryland. LWX didn't just take all of them. They only took Cecil and Garrett. Garrett should have been Pittsburgh, though. Pittsburgh with the one Maryland county. But yeah, Garrett and Cecil both shouldn't be LWX. No, you can't forget. There's those counties on the West Coast that are split between two CWAs. San Bernardino and Riverside County, California. And I think Imperial County, California, are all spread between San Diego. No, San Bernardino spread between San Diego and Las Vegas. It's split between San Diego and Las Vegas. And then Riverside and Imperial are split between. It's split between. Yeah, Connecticut. Connecticut's a weird one when it comes to CWAs. What's going on? Wait, a mint? I don't know. I didn't think a mint would be quitting. Because last time I checked his channel not long ago, it seemed like everything was going fine for him. I don't know. Just give Connecticut. I think Upton's fitting for the southern counties. Like, it'd be so weird for Boston to serve Fairfield County if Fairfield County has the. Look at his post. I can't look at them right now because I'm on a live stream, but. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. If it's any drama, I'm not gonna get into it. But I don't know. I don't know what's going on, bro. I don't know if. Yeah, I don't know if it is drama or if it's just something else, but I'll look at it later. At least give Litchfield, Connecticut. Yeah. Berkshire, Massachusetts being served by Albany is super weird. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'll check later, but I don't know what's going on. If it's any drama, I'm gonna stay out of it. I'm gonna do like what I've always done. Or what I've done for the past 7 months. But yeah, Bennington and Windham, Vermont should also be served by Burlington. That's always been a weird one for me as well. St. Lawrence County being served by Burlington is weird. Cuyahoga being split and Jefferson, Lewis, and Oswego being served by Buffalo is the strangest one. The split counties between two CWAs has always been the weirdest one to me. Like, why would we split counties into two? Like, just serve one. Is it not that? Is it that hard? I mean, come on now. Yeah, I don't even think that really excuses it. No, I don't. Except for San Bernardino. San Bernardino County is 20,000 square miles. To put that into perspective, San Bernardino County is bigger than the entire. I think wasn't it almost the same size as the entire state of West Virginia. In the county, by the way, San Bernardino County. I bet you the sheriff's department there never gets bored when it comes to patrolling. Dang. Big county. No, you be in San Bernardino County, you live in like Needles or something. You go to the other part of the same county you live in. It feels like you're on a trip. My county is decent size. It's only 330. This 350 square miles, or I don't know, something. It's 300 something square miles. I know that. And it can vary. Next door Lincoln County is really small, north to south, but east to west it can take over an hour to get through. Alabama counties as a whole are like that. Oh yeah, Pennsylvania counties are very. Pennsylvania has some big counties in it too. Yeah, Alabama is like that. I think Pennsylvania and Alabama have about the same number. I don't know which state has more, but I know it's not much of a difference. They're both in the 60s, I think. North Carolina has 100. Varying shapes, by the way. There's Dare County, which is gigantic. Our smallest county is Clay, which is the little tiny county. 67. Oh, so they both have the same amount. Yeah, thought so. Pennsylvania's a little bit bigger. I think Pennsylvania's a little bit bigger in size, I think, though. So, all right, Andy. We're just talking about county numbers, bro. I don't know. Looky. Andy, you did not need to bring that up. Yeah, Pennsylvania's a little bit bigger. Because, like... Oh, yes, Alabama's pretty big north to south, though. North Carolina is huge east to west. If you go by like easternmost point to the western. No, Alabama's bigger. Okay. It probably, I don't know which one it takes longer to do a round state trip from though. Alabama's smallest county though is was it Etowah? And it's like 500 something square miles. My county here is smaller than every single county in Alabama, I think. The most southern, I know the most northern is, yeah. Etowah only has 500, it's like 500 something square miles, makes it one of the biggest, smallest counties in the. And I know the biggest is Baldwin, which is not surprising. Baldwin County is huge. I stayed in Fort Morgan over there. Oh, Dale's pretty small too, or compared to other Alabama counties. Dale County is still not really that small. But yeah, Baldwin County is huge. I stayed in Fort Morgan. Took me over an hour and a half once we on our way there and on the way back. No, whenever I entered Baldwin County, took over an hour and a half to get to the beach house. And it took another hour and a half to get back home, to get back to I-65 and to get over there to Atmore, which is Escambia County, Alabama, which itself is decent size too. Not as big as Escambia County, Florida, but you know, Escambia County, Florida is really big. Oh yeah, especially from like Perdido Key to Century. Century is right on the Florida-Alabama border, and that was the first. I think that was one of the first times I ever had Whataburger. Yeah, Alabama's pretty big. Georgia's I think no, Georgia's a little bit bigger, but Georgia has 80 90. Smallest Pennsylvania county is probably, I think it's Delaware. Oh, Philadelphia or Delaware counties, one of those. I think it's Delaware County, but I could be wrong. It could be Philadelphia. Delaware County is pretty small from what I know, though. Or Chester County. No, Chester County's not that. Montour. Philadelphia County is definitely on the smaller side, though. Because Philadelphia County is only Philadelphia, by the way. So, like. What's the most populated I know is Philadelphia County. Though admittedly, now the least populated I think is Cameron County. Isn't that? Yeah, I think it's Cameron. And you're like, oh, this guy must. I ain't even been to Pennsylvania, and I sort of know this stuff. Philadelphia, Mississippi is named after Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Of course it is. And then there's another knockoff Philadelphia known as New Philadelphia, Ohio. Though that's the one's not as not as big of a knockoff as Philadelphia, Mississippi. Yeah, especially South Carolina. York County, named after York County, Pennsylvania. Chester County, named after Chester County, Pennsylvania. And Lancaster County, named after Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. All in South Carolina, by the way. South Carolina is deeply in love with Pennsylvania. I don't doubt it. And got rejected. I mean, to give South Carolina credit, they are still one of the original 13 colonies, but still, that I don't excuse it. I don't think North Carolina named anything after another state. I guess creativity there. And also, no, another thing South Carolina has a habit of, they have so many counties named after the county seat. It's crazy. Yeah, they have so many counties named after the county seat. It's crazy in South Carolina. You guess what? Just like Pennsylvania, though. Actually, Chester's in Delaware County, Pennsylvania, which is I think is really confusing. But here's the and it's Georgia's the opposite. They have a lot of city names, and then the counties still were completely different. Yeah, because guess what? Greenville County, named after Greenville, South Carolina. Spartanburg County, named after Spartanburg. York County, named after York. Union County, named after Union. Chester County, named after Chester. Dillon County, named after Dillon. Marion County, named after Marion. Florence County, named after Florence. Yeah, that's another one. Kershaw's like the only example I know of. Lexington County, named after Lexington. Saluda County, named after Saluda. Pickens County, named after Pickens. Bamberg County, named after Bamberg. Barnwell County, named after Barnwell. Aiken County, named after Aiken. What's some other ones? I know there's a lot more. Orangeburg County, named after Orangeburg. Charleston County, named after Charleston. Beaufort County, named after Beaufort. And what's crazy, Georgia's the legit opposite, because Georgia has county names, and then they have a city with that county name. They have a city that's with the same name that's in a completely different county, sometimes on the other side of the state. Most notably, Macon County does not have Macon in it. Macon is in Bibb County. Macon County is another county in the middle of nowhere. Douglas County? Well, it has Douglasville, but it doesn't have Douglas, Georgia. That's in Coffee County. Newton County? Well, that's not where Newton, Georgia is. Newton, Georgia is in Baker County. Then you have Calhoun County, which, by the way, Calhoun is not in Calhoun County, it's in Gordon County. Jackson County, which Jackson, Georgia is not in Jackson County, but you guessed it, Butts County. The meme. Heck, there's a county with it, with the name Jackson, too. Lumpkin County? Well, there's a town called Lumpkin, Georgia, that's in Stewart County. Franklin County? Well, there's a town called Franklin in Heard County. You see where these are coming from? These are just straight up strange. Georgia would rather legalize a speed limit. It's easy than name a county after a city. Well, you'd be surprised that there's like 1 or 2 counties that are maybe named after a city. North Carolina doesn't have that many counties named after a city. But like, yeah, for real, bro. Alabama's the only county that I can think of named after cities are Talladega and Mobile. Montgomery County. Tuscaloosa County. Montgomery County and Tuscaloosa County are but also that way. Yeah, did you forget Montgomery's not its own county? What county did you think Montgomery was in? What county did you think Montgomery was in? Wasteland County. Just talking trash about your own state capital like that. Oh, you make fun of Mississippi and Missouri more. Yeah. Jackson and Jefferson City. Jefferson City is probably one of the most forgotten state capitals out there. Like, be honest, you're not... There's also Carson City, Nevada. I don't think anybody remembers having as good as their state capital. The team. Frankfurt. Frankfurt. Arguably, I think Jefferson City is probably near as forgotten as Frankfurt. I wouldn't doubt it. Franklin County, where Frankfurt is barely outside the rural mark, by the way. I know it's like halfway between. I think, wait, isn't Frankfurt considered a suburb? Yeah. Pierre, South Dakota. Ain't nobody remember Pierre. Helena, Montana. I don't know, though. I don't really know of any big cities on the southern part of the... Oh, yeah. Yeah, Helena, Pierre, Olympia. Yeah, Olympia, from what I remember, is a Seattle suburb. Salem, Oregon. This one I don't think is as forgotten, but Santa Fe, New Mexico probably gets sort of a mention here, but it's yeah, I don't think Santa Fe's really that forgotten though. Madison, Wisconsin. I'd say Madison, Wisconsin is less forgotten than some of the ones we just mentioned. Albany, New York. And low key, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. That's another one. Springfield, Illinois. Yeah, overshadowed by Chicago, 100%. Baton Rouge, again, not as forgotten as a lot of the ones we just mentioned. The most remembered state capitals? Atlanta. That's probably a basic. Yeah, Atlanta probably. But on Phoenix is another one. Boston. Low key, I forgot Boston was the capital. I wouldn't have been surprised if there was another city in Massachusetts that took the capital. Since that's how most states in the Northeast are. Like, Hartford's not the most known city in Connecticut. Albany's definitely not the most known city in New York. Trenton, New Jersey. Trenton, New Jersey is a Philly suburb. Half of these capitals are freaking suburbs. Yeah, Trenton. Again, half of these are just suburbs, bro. Augusta, Maine's another forgotten one. Well, Salem, Oregon isn't that forgotten. Yeah. Most state capitals aren't really that remembered anyway. Another memorable one is Sacramento. Sacramento surprisingly isn't really that overshadowed compared to the. Yeah. Yeah. But, you know, Sacramento's just, you know, it's the state capital anyway. Or, nah, maybe Sacramento's on the more forgotten. Yeah, I never really hear anyone mention. I don't hear anyone mention most of these capitals, though. Now, there's one state capital that. Another one on the memorable side is Raleigh. Yeah, I've never heard anybody really talk about how LA's the California's capital. Like, huh? Columbia's, South Carolina, is also more noticeable as well. Yeah. Also, Raleigh's more north and east, but it's still sort of in the geographical center is next door in Chatham County, even though I find that hard to believe because Chatham County is closer to the east. And Montgomery is, yeah. Nashville. Little Rock. Nashville, Little Rock, Oklahoma City. I'd say Austin as well. Topeka, yeah. Even though we just forget about Kansas as a whole. Right. But of all, Salt Lake City, yeah. Utah's another state where you'd be surprised the state capital's actually the city you thought it was. And not just some random city, because that's how a lot of the states up west are. I know you always forget Wyoming. Nobody remembers Wyoming but Cheyenne. That's the only Wyoming city that's even, like, remotely known. I know you have Casper and whatever, but Wyoming, keep in mind, the county you live in, if you live in a major city, Boise, Idaho, Nope. But yeah, guys, I'm about to, yeah. Cobb County has it. Jefferson County is probably not too far off. Jefferson County might be bigger. Wyoming has like 500,000 people. Doesn't Jefferson? I think doesn't Jefferson County have 600,000? I don't remember. Maybe 600, maybe 400. I don't know. I know Madison's like probably upper 200s, lower 300s. It's in the 300. I think Madison's in the 300s. Huntsville is the biggest city in Alabama now because Huntsville is also the biggest, fastest growing. Yes, Jefferson County is in the 600,000. So Jefferson County has more people than Wyoming does. Mecklenburg County has more people than Wyoming does. Charlotte has more people than Wyoming does. New York City alone has like 20 times the amount of, has like 15 times the amount of people Wyoming does. Yeah, man, I'm about to hop off here, but it's been pretty cool chatting with y'all. Another night, another random chat stream. I gotta do, like, I'm gonna do at least one more of these sometime this spring break. I don't know when it will be. I gotta get that collection video out. I said I was gonna get it over sometime spring break. I can't let y'all go, whatever. But yeah, it's been nice talking to all of y'all. Hope y'all have enjoyed the stream. Even though we basically spent the entire time ranting about geography. Because you have two geography nerds in the chat. One of them you're watching right now. So, woohoo, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, hope y'all enjoy. I'll probably be back next for... I won't be streaming the RWT, but I'll be catching it. And I'll upload at least... I'll try to upload as much as I can here, but I don't want to upload too much. Because, yeah, but... Anyway, I hope y'all have a great night. Sleep tight. And remember that... I don't even know what to remember. But yeah, so have a good night. I'll stop ranting. I'll stop yapping. And yeah, that's about it. See ya.